Hello, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to give you 4 guidelines that can help you succeed in the Korea Global Scholarship / University Industrial Cooperation Program, which is ongoing for the year 2022. I'll see you shortly. Number 1, if you know you're coming from a low-income family or a poor background, it is important for you to apply for this program. Most especially if you know that you had high scores during your high school days or during your graduation, you had good scores. It is important for you to apply for this. You stand a better chance. It is because scholarships by design are meant to help those that are smart but do not have the means to further their education. So if you know you're coming most especially from the poor countries and you had an exceptional high school result, make sure you apply for this program. You stand a better chance more than somebody who is equally smart but maybe coming from a developed country or a country that is way better economically more than your country. Make sure you apply. The second option for you to succeed in your application for the Korean government scholarship is what we call optional document. The optional document are language. It can be the test for Korean proficiency, normally called TOPIK. If you succeed in getting the scholarship, you would have to first study Korean language for 1 year. But then, if you already have a test in Korean proficiency, there won't be any reason for you to study Korean language again. So it gives you an edge more than somebody that will have to be admitted and then the government will have to spend money to make you study Korean language. Also, the fact that you already know Korean language is an added advantage. It shows that you have a good ability in understanding another language. Secondly, it equally means you're already exposed to the Korean culture because language is the culture. If you already know Korean language, it means you equally understand the Korean culture. The third one is being exposed to the Korean culture. What do I mean by this? It means maybe you've once visited Korea. If you had already visited Korea, or maybe you have any Korean ties, like maybe you have a family member living in Korea, it is important for you to indicate that you have a family member living in Korea. This is because they believe that if you've been to Korea, it means you're already exposed to the Korean culture, the Korean way of doing things. If you have a family member who is living in Korea, it means the family member might have already told you things about Korea. But it is important not to equally worry if you don't have any Korean ties. Maybe you're a fan of Korean drama, or maybe you're a fan of Korean K-pop. If you're a fan of Korean drama, it means you've indirectly exposed yourself to the Korean culture. If you're a fan of Korean K-pop, the music, and you're a fan of any of the groups like BTS, it means you've equally exposed yourself to the Korean culture. It is also an advantage. So it is important for you to indicate, even during your oral interview, that you've never been to Korea, but you love Korean dramas and you love Korean K-pop. If you know you've been watching my videos and you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please make sure you like, subscribe, and then hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any eventual video. Number 4, candidates applying for undergraduate or graduate programs in either engineering or natural sciences have an edge over candidates applying for any of the other majors. Why is it like this? It is because those are the fields that have a lot of job opportunities. It is expected that after your graduation, you might want to stay and look for a job in Korea. And if it happens that you're applying for any of those programs, the belief is that you might be able to easily secure a job after graduation. So it gives you an advantage more than somebody who is applying for any of the other fields. This is a Korean government scholarship. It is sponsored 100% by the government. Airfare to and fro sponsored by the government. Okay guys, this is it. If you have anything about studying in Korea that you might want me to cover, let me know.